Alex Rogan lives in a small trailer park in the California mountains. He has a dream to go to college.
You guys think I'm gonna hang out here, watch you shine your pickup? Forget it, man. I'm doing something with my life.
Start a career.
You really are leaving here, aren't you?
Of course I'm going away. We're both going away.
Both of us, Alex.
And most of all, to get out.
You get your chance. Important thing is when it comes, you gotta grab it with both hands.
Then, one night, a mysterious stranger offers Alex an opportunity he never dreamed of.
Who are you?
I'm Centauri, and you may... No, you must trust me implicitly. Get in.
Nothing Alex Rogan has ever imagined could prepare him for what he is about to experience.
Hey.
Why was Alex chosen? And will he ever return?
Where are we going?
Trust me. Oh, you're gonna love it. Love it. Look out! Oh, dear.
The Last Starfighter. His adventure in space is about to begin.
Right. Hey up, it's Steve from the Old Yorkshire Geek. That ended a bit sooner than I expected. Welcome to Magnificent Mondays, where this week we're looking at The Last Starfighter. A brilliant film. I love this film. So that was the trailer for it. Didn't give much away, did it? And they had a little bit that isn't actually in the film, where he says, "You must trust me implicitly." It doesn't actually say that in the film. Well, I don't think it does. I never noticed it. Anyway, we've got some people in the chat already. Tim Rose left this message ages ago, a few days ago. A fun little film. It is. It is. And Sci-Fi Quest says, a fun film that will probably screw up the remake. Yes, probably. More than likely. If it ever appears. Wingray says, only one movie today. Yes. Tell you, them double features, they take it out of me. They do. I was ill, wasn't I, after doing a double feature. And Josh Temple's here with his harpoon sharp at the ready to kill the Kodan. And their armada. That's what he's going to do. Right, so, before we start, don't forget, like and subscribe, share the videos, drop a comment, hit the notification bell if you're subscribed already. We're live on YouTube, I'll just double check. We're live on Rumble, yes we are, and we're live on Twitch, hooray! Right, oh, bad me burping. Right, later on I'll upload it to Spotify, Amazon Music Podcasts and Google Podcasts. I'm also on Facebook. Hang on. I'm going to have to find a place for these books, aren't I? I'm also on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. X, sorry. Links are in the description, as I've links to my two books. Mercury Rapids, a light-hearted sci-fi action adventure about UFOs and stuff. And Silent Predator, a short horror novella about big cats eating people in North Yorkshire and Amazon Kindle and paperback in the world. Links in the description. Speaking of books, I've just ordered, saw on Amazon for like £1.60 or something like that. The Last Starfighter novelisation by Alan Dean Foster, so I thought I'll buy that, so that's on its way. Hopefully it'll be good. Sci-Fi Quest says, even though they claim it's a continuation, how that will work, I have no clue. Don't know. If it ever happens, who knows if it's ever going to happen. The strike, the lockdowns and COVID and the strike and all that's just thrown everything into a cocked hat, hasn't it? Anyway. Right, so let's get on with the film. Oh, that's information about the film first, obviously. Let's start. I think it was the first theatrical film from Lorimar, which were mostly, I could be wrong, which were mostly a TV production company, wasn't it? They did like Dallas and stuff like that, didn't they? So I think it was, but I'm probably wrong. Directed by Nick Castle, who you may know as Michael Myers in The Shape in the original Halloween. This was his second directorial effort. His first one was called Tag, The Assassination Game, which I've never seen. I don't know if it's any good. Sounds interesting. I don't know if it's any good. Written by Jonathan R. Betuel. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. He actually wrote the first draft of this film, the first draft of his screenplay of this film, when he was a cab driver in New York. So it just shows, from small acorns and all that. I don't know if he's written anything else. He hadn't even got a Wikipedia thingamabob link. But then neither have I. Stars Lance Guest, Dan O'Hurley. Lance Guest you may know from Halloween 2, speaking of Halloween 2, Jaws 4, and this. And he's probably been in some other stuff. Dan O'Hurley was the old man in RoboCop. He played I forgot his name now. Connell. I forgot his name. The baddie in Halloween 3. Another Halloween reference. And Greg in The Last Starfighter. Robert Preston, people keep saying, is from The Music Man. I've never seen it. I've only ever seen him in this, but he steals the show every time he's on screen. His last theatrical movie before his sad passing in 1987. Also has Catherine Mary Stewart as Maggie. She's gorgeous and she's got lovely hands. For some reason, I'm taken by her hands. Norman Snow as the bad guy, the late Norman Snow as Zua. Barbara Bosson, who I for some reason, when I see Barbara Bosson, I always think of Hill Street Blues. I think she played the captain of the police station. I think she played his wife, didn't she? Did she have a drinking problem? There was something I remember. That's going back, though, when I was a kid. And many, many more. We'll get to them as we see them. Quite a few Star Trek people in this, including Norman Snow, who was in an episode of TNG, Rightful Air. Right. Sci-Fi Quest says, can you believe there was an on-stage musical of The Last Starfighter? Yes, I can believe it, but I didn't know that. It probably says it in the Wikipedia thing, doesn't it? But I haven't read down that far. That's why you didn't get my trombones joke when Carl passed. Is it? Okay. I don't even remember your trombones joke. Sorry. Because I'm an idiot. Right. We're carrying on, aren't we? What was the budget for this? $15 million was the budget, and it box office for North America alone was $29 million, so it did all right. I don't know what the international box office was. It doesn't say. It's the film that's famous for being the first one to use photorealistic CG done on a Cray XMP supercomputer. And I said, they look dated now, but I said, we'll get to all that. Right. Oh, it was a Music Man. Was it? All right, okay. Then. I've never seen it, so I don't know. Right, so let's get on with the film. As usual, we'll not be watching the film. We'll just go through it in a series of stills. I'll try and remember everything I've learned about it from the making of documentaries on the Blu-ray and the commentaries and stuff like that. Hopefully I'll remember it. We will see, Zua. We will see. Right, let's get on with it. I'll make myself titchy tiny. Down he goes. And we'll add to stage. Right, we're beginning with the good old Universal logo. Here it comes. There we go. My favourite one. I don't know why, it just is. There you go, Lorimer. That's it. Most famous for Dallas and the other Dallas spin-offs. Right, we begin with Craig Saffan's amazing score. Has he done anything else, Craig Saffan? Let's have a look. Am I getting that right, Craig Saffan? Yes, I am. Let's have a look, see if he's done anything else. Because the score for this film is astonishing. It's John Williams, Alan Silvestri. It's everything. It is. It's got some amazing themes in it. Let's have a look. Now then, what's he done? Career. There we go. Any films I've heard of. Wolfen. Oh, right. Oh, no. He started on Wolfen, then replaced by James Horner, which is a bit of a bit poo, innit? He did Nick Castle's first film, Tag the Assassination Game, which I've never seen. He's done lots of films, but not many I've seen. Oh, he did Nightmare on Elm Street 4. He did that, which I have seen. And lots of films I've not seen. And lots of television. But he outdid himself with the score for this film because it is astonishingly good. It is astonishingly good. Anyway, we begin. This is the planet Rylos. Not Ryloth from Star Wars. This is Rylos with an S. I haven't got a lisp. Right, so off we go. The Last Starfighter. So we begin. We're off into Star Drive. So we're pulling back. We're moving away, as you can see, from Rylos. So the stars are Doppler shifted into the red. Because they're moving away at relativistic speeds. We get some cool Superman-style, there you go, credits. They were done by Apogee, who, I forgot to put the name now, John Dykstra's company. They were done by that company. Sci-Fi Quest asks, has anyone here seen the 1988-89 Something Is Out There? I started watching it again tonight. I posted a link in my community page on my channel. I always thought it's a good show. No, I've not seen it. Not even heard of it. I will have a look at your link later. Right, there you go. Dan O'Hurley here has Grigg. We'll get to what he looks like when we see him. Anyway, that's a cool theme that we're listening to as we drop out of Star Drive. And I think we're supposed to be at Earth, but I don't know what this... there we go. Let's go back again. Missed him. We see Ron Cobb. There we go. Production designer Ron Cobb, the amazing Ron Cobb, who designed all the ships and the Star Car and all that. So, there we go. We arrive. Is this supposed to be the moon? I have no idea, because it looks sod all like the moon. But anyway, so then we go down to California. This was filmed in, I've forgotten, Canyon Valley. Is that right? Let me look. Canyon Country. Canyon Country. That's where it was filmed. The on-location stuff. The stuff in studios, the stuff on Rylos and that were filmed at MGM Studios. And obviously the CG were done at Digital Productions, wherever they are. Probably in Silicon Valley somewhere, I imagine. Anyway. Sci-fi Quest. It's a moon, yes. Not a space station. Right, so we're down, looking down on the trailer park. This is where Alex Rogan lives, in the trailer park. It's a nice one. They haven't gone for the, I don't know, that stereotypical trailer park trash sort of, run-down trailer park. It actually looks like a nice trailer park, filled with nice people. Anyway, and there's a dog. Is that dog ever, do I ever learn the dog's name? I have no idea, but it's a dog. With a manky elbow. What's going on there? Are all dogs like that? I don't know. We're waking up and we're hearing on the radio that there's been UFO lights in the skies have been seen. So that's a little clue as to what's going to happen. So obviously, it's Robert Preston flying about in his Star Car, I imagine. They were seeing all the mailboxes. It's not a thing that we've ever done in the UK. Mailboxes. It just means all those letters would just get stolen if it had been the UK. But we're seeing all these nice trailers that everybody's got. And he is... I forgot his bloody name. Of this character. Otis, that's it. This is Otis. Portrayed by Vernon Washington, who's making a real... he's been really careful putting this meat in this dog's bowl. Look at him. Hang on. Oh, I'm on the wrong... Look, taking his time. Look, just putting it in gently. Just shove it in. It's for the dog, for Christ's sake. Anyway. Oh, dear. Anyway, that's his dog getting fed and says it's going to be a sparkling day. Sparkling. But unfortunately, Elvira's electrics have gone out in her trailer. So it's up to Alex. He's going to have to fix it because he does all the odd jobs in the trailer park. Does he get? I presume he gets paid for it. I presume. It seems his mother is like some sort of manager or something like that, I think. But she doesn't seem to work there. She works in town. So she's one of these that's got to work like 12 jobs, just to make ends meet. Because it's America, land of the free, land of opportunity. And the Royal Mail never pick up the outgoing mail. Anyway, probably not. Anyway, so there we go. We're seeing all the denizens of this trailer park. There's Elvira, there's Clara I think that's Clara on the exercise bike. They all get up at exactly the same time for some reason. But it looks very nice. As I said, I don't mind living there myself. Right, here's Granny. There she is. You may recognise her. She's Meg Wiley, who we know as the Magistrate from the original series, Star Trek, the original series pilot, The Cage. She played the Telosian Magistrate. She was heavily made up. So there we go. That's the first Star Trek reference. Hang on, there might be... No, it's not yet. We're going to meet Barbara Bosson. She plays Jane Rogan, Alex's mother. We never see his dad. It's one of those... where are we? Let's turn around. Let's see. There we go. Introducing Barbara Bosson. 12 jobs might pay for a trailer if you're lucky. They all wake up at the same time because the entire park has one alarm clock, probably. Otis's alarm clock gets everybody up. By the way, they picked a trailer park. The original script, it was in like suburbia. And they thought, well, it's like Spielberg's done Suburbia to death and in E.T. and Poltergeist and all that. So they thought they'd switch it about and do it in a trailer park instead. It'd also add to Alex Rogan's desire to get out of there. He wants to get out of the trailer park and, make it big in the world and all that. They thought Suburbia might be a bit too comfortable. And that's a Star Trek reference, all three uniforms. Yes, it is, isn't it? Those colours, we've got red, blue and gold. I wonder if that's deliberate. You never know, do you? You never know. The production designers probably thought, I'm going to have since we've just seen Meg... We'll throw in another Star Trek reference, and there's going to be another one soon. Anyway, so they're asking where Alex is, and she asks, "Where's Alex?" This is Maggie, by the way, because he's back of her head. Alex's girlfriend. We're going to meet Lewis. Yes, she's the manager. Looks, it says manager there. So I'm presuming this is their trailer. But she's got to go and work in town. Presumably, I think she looks like she works as a waitress. So Lewis appears. This is Alex's little brother. There he is. Quite funny, I must admit. Don't mind the character. He's fine. Don't usually like kids, but Lewis is okay, and he's quite funny. And he's got a friend who we're going to see shortly, who did have a couple of lines, speaking lines, but they got cut. But we'll get to that. What we're going to look up. I can't remember. I was going to look something up and I've forgotten. Never mind. Anyway, there he is, pretending to be a space ranger. So going around shooting his toy gun thing. More like a womanager. Not like his SpongeBob, where he'd, SpongeBob couldn't become the manager of the Krusty Clam or whatever the hell they call it. Is that a sexual reference? Whatever. Krusty Krab, wasn't it? Not Krusty Clam. Anyway, whatever. I've just got a dirty mind. SpongeBob couldn't become the manager because they said he was just a kid, so he couldn't become manager, or he'd be a kidager. Is that? Never mind. Anyway, right. There, tell Elvira that Alex will be over to patch her electric in time for the soaps. And so Lewis is going to find Alex up the stairs. He keeps shooting people. I think we've missed a bit, actually. Yes, I think we have missed a bit. Let's go back again. There we go. Right. We're going to see Will Wheaton. Hang on. Where is he? You can actually see him there. He's in the red top. Is old
Will Wheaton.
there he is. That's Will Wheaton. Comes running. Press the wrong button again. I'm bloody hopeless. There we go. Comes running round. That's Will Wheaton in red with the 12 on. He's Lewis's friend in the credits. And he did have a couple of lines, but they got cut out. We see him there, and we see him at the end briefly. He's in the background, and that's all he's got. So anyway, right. So Lewis goes up. He shoots Otis through the door. Then he sees Alex playing the Starfighter game. There we go. Because he's good on it. Because I'm something of a gamer, so I imagine I'd be quite good at this. He was in Red Top in that Family Guy clip too. I bet Seth planned that for you. Probably. Can you imagine a feminist movie set any role with a man in it must drive them crazy? Oh, with man in, yes. Like manhole cover and stuff like that. Yes. Right, so he's playing the Starfighter game. It was designed to look. Remember, this was 1984. So, what games were around in 1984? Not stuff like this. I don't think. Not in the arcades. They tried to make it look as though it were better than anything that were around then. Obviously, there were the Star Wars, vector graphics, and that, weren't there, and stuff like that. But nothing on this level. Because obviously it's been designed by an alien, hasn't it? We'll find out. So he's playing that, doing well. Lewis is telling him what to do, but Alex tells him to bugger off. Then Maggie arrives. So they go into the lake, Silver Lake, him and Maggie and their friends. So he hands over control to Lewis, and Lewis instantly gets killed. And then he says, crapola. Right, so before they set off, Alex goes and checks the mail, see if his letters arrived. He's wanting to go to college, and he's applied for a loan to go to a fancy college somewhere. But it hasn't come yet. So he's, they're making fun of him, the lads, but he says, I'm not going to stay here and watch you shine your pickup and get drunk and throw up every Saturday night. I'm going to make something of my life. So they're all like, boo. Then his mother calls up and says, can you do this for me? Can you fix Elvira's electrics? He says, oh, Mum, that'll take all day. He says, I know, but I'm working 2 shifts, lunch and dinner. So like being a manager at a trailer park isn't enough for her. Probably just don't want to do it. Probably prefers going into town. And a beaten up old truck there. Is that hers? Looks like the one from the 37s, doesn't it? In the Voyager episode that Tom Paris gets going in the Voyager cargo bay. Anyway, so Alex has his trip to Silver Lake. He's put on hold. He can't go with them, so he says, all right, I'll do it. So he tells them to go without him. I'll catch up later, but he never does. And this is a nice shot, I must admit. It is a very well shot film, by the way. This the bits in the studios like on Rylos look very TV, look very Buck Rogers in the 25th century, to be honest. But the location stuff is all very, very well shot and very nice. Like this wide shot here of the truck driving away. It's all very well, set up and all. You know what I mean? It looks nice. Sci-Fi Quest says they did actually make the arcade game. I remember seeing it in an arcade. After seeing the movie, no one seemed to play it. Must have been rubbish. Probably nothing like the film. Oh, you can't see the subtitles, can you? Hang on, let me adjust. There we go. You can see the subtitles now. Because people, Joshua Kanapke, who's not even here, kicks off about not being able to read the subtitles. Windgrace says, what did they ever do with that truck? Is it still in the cargo bay? I don't know. Maybe they left it on the planet. They beamed it down to the planet where the 37s were. Sitting next to Neelix's ship, which they forgot about until the end of the series. They used the truck to build the Delta Flyer. There's parts of it. The first one. Yes, they had more because it got destroyed, didn't it? Oh, pardon me. Right, so off they go to Silver Lake. Alex has got to start fixing stuff. And then we hear people, Alex, can you give me a hand? Alex, all people, in voiceovers asking him for help. And then they're all saying, thanks, Alex, you're the best, Alex, thank you. So, he's indispensable, essentially. But he never got to go to Silver Lake, so he comes back to his room, and we see all the, all these pictures and stuff show that he doesn't want to be there, because there's a tropical beach, and then there's Blackpool Tower. I know, it's the Eiffel Tower. And then he's got his mobile with planets and stuff. And all that jazz. And so he's just sitting, and then he's listening to some old fellas outside playing cards. And they're talking away. There you go, that's where the fish were really biting. And they must say the same thing every day. Because he knows what they're going to say, and he starts moving his mouth in synchronization to what they're saying, because they must say the same things every day, It just shows, that he's stuck in this place forever, doing the same thing over and over again. It's like Groundhog Day for him, isn't it? So he decides he's going to go play the Starfighter game again. So he starts off, does some target light practice, which we see when he actually does become a Starfighter. He does everything in this game. So the game's telling us the plot of the film. So he's playing that, and Otis comes out. I don't know. Is Otis like the caretaker or what? I don't know. Maybe he's the manager. I've no idea. But he's coming out. He's doing some tidying up, and he's asking Alex where his Maggie is. And he's saying, no, it's probably off having fun somewhere. He knows where she is. She's at Silver Lake. So probably off having some fun somewhere. And Otis says, oh, that's right, and you never have fun, eh? Says, I don't even get a chance. So, I love plunging people's toilets and patching 30-year-old fuse boxes. I never even get time to have fun. And Otis says this thing, which that bit there, says the thing that kind of resonates with me, because it's kind of what I did or didn't do. I suppose we all think that, don't we? We all never... If an opportunity comes up, we always think that we never grabbed onto that opportunity and went with it. Anyway, Windgrace says, thankfully he chose this game and not Polybius. Yes, the mystery game. The first Delta Flyer only just fit through the hangar doors. The second was bigger and still fit through the doors. I wasn't paying attention to the size of the Delta Flyer. Anyway. So they're just saying all that. Plunging people's toilets. Never get a chance to have a good time. And then Notice says, things change, always do. But when opportunity comes, he says, you'll get your chance. But when it comes, you've got to grab it with both hands and hold on tight. And that, looking at him with the, sage old eyes. Then Maggie arrives. Jack Blake has brought her home. Jack Blake, by the way, we'll see him again later. He was in earlier on. He's one of his college friends. He's played by... I've forgotten the name of the actor. Hang on. Where is he? Peter Nelson, who you may know from V. He played the visitor Brian, who was the father who got Robin... pregnant, and he was the father of the 2 alien hybrid babies, the lizard-like one and the little girl. But that's who plays Jack Blake. He's brought Maggie home. So there you go. She says she's come home to be with him. So Jack Blake just happened to be going your way. But he lives on the other side of town. She says, I came home to be with you. So they're all, the makeup and the friends again. Not that they'd fallen out. But then she notices he's doing right well in a minute. He's kind of been playing on autopilot because he's been talking to Otis, then talking to her, and he's kind of been playing on it. It shows how good he is at this game. Suddenly the score's going up. It's on 900,000. Says, oh, you're going to break the record. And then Otis calls everyone, hey, everybody, Alex is going for the record. So they all gather round. There you go. Lewis says, record. Because that's how Americans say it. Record. Or record. Don't say record, as I do. Bring on the gun stars already. We'll get there. We'll get there. It's not long. So they're all going up. There's old Granny. Do we see Will Wheaton in this? I don't know. The cat's also there. Don't know who the cat is. And the dog joins in as well. Who's this? Oh, that's Lewis. Played by Chris Hebert, who didn't do a lot of acting. I think he did other things rather than acting. So they're all watching him. There goes, it's the command ship. And she's saying, no, the command ship. What's the command ship? So it is very funny. But the music's playing. Craig Saffan's amazing score. And it's all, it's building up to a crescendo. The cat's having a go. The dog's barking. And he's going to get the command ship, and boo, there we go, yay! He's done it. And the game tells him, record breaker. So he's beaten the game. Anyway, he doesn't need targeting computers, he has the Force, yes, he does. It is essentially Star Wars. He is essentially Luke Skywalker. He was going to go into Toshi Station to pick up some power converters, wasn't he? But then he had to do this stuff at home. But anyway. So he's all happy, because he's now a record breaker. Call, I forgot his bloody name now. Roy Castle. Call Roy Castle. And Ross McWhirter. Greetings, Starfighter. Yes, we'll get to that. Well, it said it already, hasn't it, a few times. As the game, they're all saying, that boy's going to go places. That's one smart boy. He's only beaten a bloody video game, for God's sake. He's not the Tetris kid, is he? Anyway. And she seems out of sorts, does Maggie. And they have a little kiss, and she says, night, Alex. So he says, what's matter? And then she's realised he's actually going to leave the trailer park. And he says, yes, we're both going to leave. I'm going to go to school, find another place, and then come back and get you. And then Maggie says, well, what about Granny? Because she's looking after her granny, Meg Wiley. And says, the truth is, you're scared of leaving this trailer park. She says, I'm not scared of leaving this trailer park. And then he says to her, kind of creepily, whatever happens, it's you and me forever, right? Bit possessive, but there you go. Then Mom comes back from work, because she might be the manager of the trailer park. I presume, I don't know, maybe she's got a husband, maybe he's the manager, I don't know. Why ain't he fixing everything? She obviously prefers working in town. To make it real life, he should have put ass on the end sky. Yes, he should have put his name in, shouldn't he? He should have done. I would always Sodge, S-O-J, because I was Stephen Johnson. But I've no middle initial, so I always put an O as like a space. So I was always Sodge. Not that I got on leaders' boards very often. You'll be recruited by the Star League to play Zero-G soccer. Anyway. She looks at them kissing, and she has a little smile and goes back in. Goes into the trailer. Then Alex goes in and says, one day they'll say this is where it all began. She says, what? He says, I finally broke the Starfighter record. And she says, oh, that's nice. Nice, that's stupendous. But then she says, Mr. Brennan or somebody, whoever that is, bank manager, no idea, came by the diner and he knew you'd want to see this straight away. I was so excited, I opened it, and it's his loan application has obviously been turned down. So it must be a small town. Must be a small. I presume it's the bank manager is hand delivering letters to some snotty kid from a trailer park or to his mother. But then she says you can still go to City College with your friends. So he's not going to a nice college. So he's upset. So he runs out and he screws up the letter and throws it at the Starlight Starbright sign. And then he sees the Starfighter. I think is this where we also see this could be the arrival of Centauri. So just keep playing. Is he going to come? We'll see up in this area. We'll see something zipping by. There we go. Is that Centauri arriving? Who knows? But he sees the Starfighter game spazzing out, essentially. There you go. And it starts rocking about and stuff like that. In the commentary, they were saying it's at this point the game is using all of its power to send a signal, to another planet, to Centauri, and that's why it's freaking out. God knows, I don't know. I think they just wanted a scene where it looked as though we're doing something weird. At least he wasn't recruited to play shirtless sandler cross with Clancy Brown. It's another reference I don't get. Oh dear. I always think what they are thinking in all movies after they kiss. I wish she would brush her teeth beforehand. I'm sure Catherine Mary Stewart brushes her teeth several times a day. Lance Guest said she's an amazing kisser. In the one of the making of. Anyway, so that's freaking out, and then we hear a noise behind him, and in the subtitles it says aircraft descending. So did it just land, or did it drive up? I was assumed it just drove up. Now in the trivia on IMDb it says this car is based on the DeLorean, but they never said that in the commentary or in any of the behind the scenes. And from what I've been able to find out, it's actually built from I forgot the name of the bloody company that made it. Bear with me. Gene Winfield, he built it. It was designed by Ron Cobb. Gene Winfield built it, but it was based on the spinner from Blade Runner, because Winfield had done that. So it must have taken the basis of the spinner and built the star car around it. But people say it's like a DeLorean because of the gull wing doors and stuff. But it's not. It's actually just. It's got a Volkswagen engine in. They said it couldn't go very fast, which is why when you see it driving quickly, it's obviously speeded up. That was an Enterprise reference. I was sure you get that one. Oh, because we're in it, wasn't it? Were it Desert Crossing or something like that? Was it that one? That's one I generally skip. That one with Clancy Brown in it. I don't like that episode. Anyway, right. So Centauri's here in his star car. As he asks, who just beat the record on that Starfighter game over there? He says, Alex Rogan, you're looking at him. And he says, oh, Centauri's the name. Step into my office. I say, I designed Starfighter. Step into my office. And he gets in because he's trusting. We hear a noise, and there we see there's... hang on, I'm going to have to do this a frame at a time. Say hello to my assistant, Beta, or Beta. But when he shakes his hand, I want to... do this a frame at a time. Just see if we get a glimpse. I think I've done it before on the DVD. Well, that's not Beta, is it? That looks like bloody Carl Weathers or something, doesn't it? Anyway, whatever. I was expecting seeing like a weird robot face or something, or what we see later on, but it's just some bloke, isn't it? That happens. He shakes his hand. There's a spark, and Joshua Kanapka's here. Just been talking about you. Just been talking about you. Dear. He shakes his hand. There's a spark, and then Beta gets out. And then Centauri starts saying, you're the best. I've got a little proposition for you. Are you interested? And he says, yeah, I guess. So they're right. The door closed. They drive off. And there we go. There's a nice little, like I said, they could have put this in the trailer. Maybe they did. I don't know. But a nice little shot of the car driving away and Beta left by the trailer park side. So it's supposed to be driving fast. It's obviously undercranked. I think it's undercranked, isn't it, to speed stuff up. Overcranked to slow stuff down. Undercranked to speed stuff up. There we go. Driving really quickly. Oh, and we learned that particular Starfighter cabinet was supposed to go to Vegas, not some, as he says there, flea-speck trailer park in the middle of tumbleweeds and tarantulas. Beta has a face without features. As we just saw, it was just some bloke that looked a bit like Carl Weathers with his eyes shut. Anyway, so they go past this police car with the speed gun. We see it's going at 303 miles an hour. There you go. Is that a reference to something? 303? Don't know. I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is. Right, so he said, what's going on? Alex says, what's going on? He says, are you the kid who reads the last page of a novel first, or who sneaks downstairs to peek at his Christmas presents? No, of course not. That's why I'm not going to tell you. And Alex is like, oh, God. I'm with a loony. And then they drive through a tunnel, and then they see that the end of the tunnel's blocked with, barricades and stuff. So he hits a button, and we cut to CG. Yeah, din, 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 din. The car starts flying, and up it goes with Craig Safan's amazing score. Din, 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 din. So I'm just bloody play it, shall I? So you know. Right, I've just unmuted it. Cool. So off it goes, up into space in CG. Obviously they're not. And for some reason, Centauri takes his face off here in a minute. There we go, takes his face off and polishes his eyes. And Alex, I keep calling him Alec. Alex knocks on the, there's a glass partition. And he turns round, there we go, turns round, and here's an alien with glowing eyes. And that is actually Robert Preston in there. They could have got anybody, couldn't they, to do that? But they did actually stick an alien face on Robert Preston. They led him to the car when they were filming this scene. Because he couldn't see where they were going. But anyway, so then they go to Star Drive. Off it goes. And then we do the good old Doppler effect. There we go. Red as they're moving away. And then as we're heading towards... Oh, I've gone too bloody far. As we're moving towards the stars, there we go. The blue shifted. And as we're going away, the red shifted. Because that's science! Sci-fi Questions 303. How many times they shot that scene? Yep. It's not a Stanley Kubrick film. It's not a reference to the Prometheus from Stargate, but that was X303. What was it? Was it the 303? Well, I can't bloody remember. Also the name Eli won. Also the name of the game Eli won to get to the Destiny. Is it? Can't remember. Great main theme song. Yes, got a great score as this film. Right, so heading to Rylos. That's a cool CG. Actually, sometimes it still stands up. I mean, that looks fine, doesn't it? But it's, fair enough. The landscapes don't look good, and they acknowledge that. I said the planets look okay. I said that looks fine, doesn't it? But when they get down onto the planets, and when later on when they're in an asteroid and all that, that looks a bit poo. But apparently they could have done it in higher definition and all, with more detail and stuff. But they didn't have time to do all the rendering. The visual effects supervisor, Jeffrey Oaken, he worked out. He said to the chaps with the computer boffins, he said, right, how many frames have you got, to render, and how long does it take to render each of these frames? And it worked out that it'd take them 17 months to render all of the frames that they needed to do. And he says they didn't have that long, so he took it to one of the producers, and the producer says, "Don't tell me that. Just go and make it work. I don't want to know that it can't be done in time. Go and do it." So essentially they had to simplify a lot of the stuff, particularly the landscapes, which makes them look, why they look really dated. But you'd think if they still had the assets, wouldn't you? If they still have the assets, why can't they do them now? Why can't they, remaster it essentially in higher detail graphics? Maybe it'd cost too much. It's all about money, isn't it? Anyway. That looks like a computer wallpaper. Yes, it did, didn't it? Is the theme as good as Flight of the Navigator, though? You know what? I can't remember the theme for Flight of the Navigator is. Can't remember it. It's been a while since I've seen that. It's a good film, mostly. It's good until the ship, Max or whatever they call it, goes all, Pee Wee Herman, essentially. I know, because it is him. But anyway. Right, so he's talking in Alien now. Pritana number 2 and all that, it's because they're on Rylos, so they're speaking Rylon, and here we go. I think they're supposed to be clouds they're dropping through. Oh, there we see the lights of the Rylon civilization, and there we go. They get to the hang on, let's go back again. They get to the come on, showers. I've gone too far, probably. Let's go back again. They get to where the Starfighter base is. There we go. It looks like it's on the Devil's Tower, doesn't it, from Close Encounters? It looks like it. But as I said, the landscapes don't look very good. Because they had to simplify them. And when we get to the asteroid, when they're flying through this asteroid, inside it, that looks terrible. It does. They said it looks like melted ice cream, and it does. Hey, that will be a good double feature for later this evening. Behave. I'm not doing any double features anytime soon. Anyway, so they arrive at the Starfighter base. So it comes into land. There we go. And then we're at MGM Studios now. With the real car, and for some reason Centauri just gets out and walks off. They shine a light in Alex's face, and then one of the producers, I can't remember which one of the producers' wives plays this character. It's a lady Rylon. They've got no hair for some reason. They've all got male pattern baldness, even the women. But anyway. Just looking up, still having issues like Friday with the chat. I have to exit and return to get comments other than mine to load. YouTube. That's happened to me every time I use the chat on my phone recently too. It does with me sometimes on, when I'm doing a game stream. I'll be watching the chat on my phone and it won't update, and I have to go and to the, we can pick between like top messages and all messages. Or top chat and live chat. You have to swap about between them to get it to refresh. It's a bit of a pain. Amazing double feature, Explorers and Flight of the Navigator. Well, do it. Don't expect me to. I've seen Explorers once. I can't really remember what happens in it. I remember they fly about in that thing, don't they? The helicopter flies round. That's all I can remember. Anyway, so he gets out of this woman, Ryland, speaks to him in alien and beckons him. Prita, Prita. She's giving it all like that because they're aliens. So Kita, that's it. So he goes through this. Don't know what's happening here. Is he being sterilised? Well, you know what I mean. Don't know. Or is it measuring him because when he comes out, this chap just looks at a screen and then gives him a uniform and all that. So maybe it will get in his. Maybe it was scanning him, so they'd be able to get the uniform to fit him. And they're all still speaking in Rylon. But then he sees Centauri. He says, "Welcome to Rylos, my boy." He says, "What, like in the game?" I say, "Oh, he's quick." And they take him away. Then we cut back to the trailer park, and Lewis is looking at his playboys because he's a dirty little bugger. He is. 24-hour marathon. I don't bloody think so. Oh, it's one of those issues. Probably got to clear cache and redo the login. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. You should do something is out there. I'm not doing a series. Why not both? Detox and measurement. Maybe so. But he'd already, interact. I mean, maybe he didn't touch anybody, but he'd breathed at somebody, hadn't he? So if he's got germs, people have already been around him, haven't they? But never mind. Whatever. Save the Whales, Trek reference. It could be for the future. This came out before Star Trek 4, didn't it? But it is referenced, that Save the Whales, later on in the film. Is that Coma by the Jurassic... Michael Crichton? Could be. And he's got some cowboy boots there. Anyway, we see Alex is writhing under his bedclothes. Maggie comes in with pigtails. In the commentary, they suggest some people have said this is a Wizard of Oz allegory with Maggie as Dorothy with the pigtails. Whatever. Just the 2-part pilot. Well, I'll have a look. And if I like it, maybe I will. I was going to do Space 1999. I've got that on DVD somewhere, and I can't bloody find it. The first episode, Breakaway, which is the best. I was going to do that. I can't find the bloody DVD. Right. She asks if Alex is up, and he says, yeah, he's been up all night moaning. So she apologised. She not apologise. She says his mum's told her about the loan. So she says, is there anything I can do? And he's just going, ah, and not coming out from under the covers. So she says, I'll be next door if you need anything. And then so she goes, she closes the door, but then when she's gone, he pulls the thing back, and we see he's all weird and he's changing into Alex, we presume. Right. Then we're back on Rylos with a little. It was like one of the robots from Runaway, that Tom Selleck film. Like one of them, doesn't it? It has actually got a name, and I've looked it up somewhere. Hang on. Where is it? Where have I seen it? There we go. The small box-shaped robot shown after Alex Rogan gets his uniform on Rylos is a Heathkit Hero 1 robot. Hero was an acronym for Heathkit Educational Robot. The kit, which required extensive assembly, sold for $1,500, while the fully assembled robot sold for $2,500. So there you go. So it's an actual thing that you could buy. So they just bought it for the film, I presume. I wonder what it did. Probably nothing. I love Runaway. It's a good film. That's dated now, isn't it? But it is a good film where Tom Selleck drops an F-bomb. Who would have thunk, yeah? Oz reference doesn't fit for Maggie versus Alex. Probably not. But that's what they said in the commentary. Also, the big head that we see later on. When we see Zua, they were saying that's supposed to look like, you know, the wizard, but obviously it's not, you know. It's people reading too much into it. Looks like a printer I used to have. Looks like a photocopier, doesn't it? Anyway, so this is where he comes into the Starfighter room, whatever, the command centre. And it looks very Buck Rogers in the 25th century. It looks very TV. It doesn't look like a movie to me. It looks very TV. But, you know, whatever. There we see all working away with their bald-assed heads. Oh, then he sees the gun stars. So we see some CG gun stars. And we also see... They had the CG gun stars and they had a practical leg that they used to, you know, show people next to give it some sort of scale. They go saying, oh, look, all them gun stars, look. And then we can see the green moon of Geran in the distance. Anyway, she beckons him over. Kita! And then now she decides to put on a translator thing. There you go. She puts on a translator and everything suddenly goes into English. And apparently that's just the inside of a watch, a digital watch. Digital watch? What on earth is a digital watch? That's not the 9 o'clock news thing. Oh, sorry, my lord. It's a watch run by microelectronics. Really? How fascinating. Anyway. Paper shredder. Yes, it could look like one of those as well. Chicago, you're my kind of town. Yes, that's Buck singing that, isn't it, as he goes in. That's a good one as well. Buck Rogers, the pilot for that. Well, the series were good. Season 2, not that good, but the pilot were good. Right, so he's got his universal translator on now, so now he can understand him. Why didn't she do that at the beginning, you know, when she first met him? Then he'd understand everybody. But anyway, so now everybody's speaking English. Yeah. So I've got to join. He says, welcome to Starfighter Command. Go and join the other recruits. He says, what are you on about, the other recruits? Obviously, it's not twigged yet. And then we see they're all aliens, you know, no human types. They're all different sorts of aliens. And there we go, they all turn around. Yeah, whatever. There we go. No Rylands, for some reason. I always think this Star League is essentially the Rylan Empire, I think, and they just want to send the aliens into battle for them. Anyway, Ambassador Enduran is going to address Starfighter Command. Why is he ambassador? Why is he not president or prime minister? Ambassador, whatever. So Alex steps on the tentacle of this chap and hurts him. He says, oh, I should crush you to God and dust. And he says, oh, sorry, it was an accident. And then this friendly alien says at him, who's played by Nick Castle's best friend, apparently. And he was joking in the commentary. That's what he actually looks like. Ha, ha, ha. Anyway. Sci-fi Quest says, so later when he changes into his uniform, how can he still hear English? Well, maybe there's a translator built into that. Maybe he kept his shirt on underneath. Retranslator probably assumed he already had one. No. No. Because they wanted us to hear all the alien stuff. But it doesn't translate Klingon, though, because universal translators, for some reason, don't translate Klingon, do they, in Star Trek? Anyway, never mind. Careful, not all species keep their genitals. Could stepped on his balls. Anyway, it says, don't anger whatever he's called. Hang on, let's have a look. There we go. Don't trifle with a Bugatti. They love to fight. That's where they're perfect for this war. And then Alex says, what do you mean war? He says, of course, you were recruited by the Star League. And Alex goes, oh, to defend the frontier against Zur and the Kodan Armada. Then we get a bit of exposition from Ambassador Enduran. Is that right, Enduran? I'm sure it's something like that, isn't it? Let's have a look. Yes, Enduran. Yes, all right. For once. telling us all about the frontier. I don't really understand this, to be honest. I'm guessing, I forgot the bloody name of the writer, Jonathan Bectuel. Yeah, I'm sure he doesn't know a lot about space and stuff, but or it doesn't really matter, I suppose. But he says, eons ago, ancestors created the great frontier surrounding the peaceful systems of the universe, not just the galaxy or this part of the galaxy or whatever, the universe, forever keeping out the scourge that lies beyond. So how big's this frontier then? I don't know, but is it like millions of light years across, or is it just exaggerating and it's just, I don't know, a couple of 100 light years across? I don't know. It doesn't say. But anyway. It's not Star Trek, is it? And you go, a barrier of energy. It's a barrier of these little green robot things by the looks of it. But anyway. Obviously producing the energy. So he's saying, keeping the basically the Kodan out. But they've been betrayed, we learn, by Zua, who is his son. Zua has betrayed them, so the frontier may fall and the Kodan are going to invade. So they're going to turn to the starfighters and their navigators. Not many of them, is there? But how many? I don't know how many there were. About 12 of them altogether, including the navigators. But they've got the gift of, killing. And then he starts going, victory or death. I thought, bloody hell. I mean, they're not going into battle, are they, the Rylans? But all the Rylans are going victory or death, so they all get these aliens going, because obviously these are slaves of the Rylan Empire. That's what I'm going to call it from now on. Maybe the Kodan would be better. Maybe the Klingons speak English, it translates to Klingonese. I should hope so. God, no. Love the moustache logo. I missed it. Hang on, go back. Oh, the moustache logo. Let's have a look. Have I seen it anywhere? Where have I seen it? Don't know. I don't know. Anyway, right. So, yes, there. Yes, I can see it there. The moustache logo there. Or a brush. It could be a brush, couldn't it? A broom. Yes, I see what you mean. The Starfighter logo. Yes, on the podium. Yes, I've just seen it there. Does look like a moustache, yes. Right, so they're all chanting victory or death. So he's thinking, bloody hell, what have I got myself into here? And then he sees Centauri. So he goes after him and then backs into Grigg. So this is where we meet Grigg, played by Dan O'Haley. There he is, with his. He's supposed to look like a reptile. They said they wanted him to look like a crested lizard, but he just looks like a big Easter egg, doesn't he? Essentially, he looks like he's made out of chocolate. It looks like it should be wrapped in tin foil and put in a box and put on a supermarket shelf the day after Christmas. Because that's what happens over here. Anyway, so he goes, he introduces himself. Great actor, Dan O'Haley, and that's a really emotes through the makeup. It's a great performance. But he's telling him, there's been some mistake. I don't want to be a starfighter and all that. He says, weird. For eons, all creatures have dreamed of becoming starfighters. But not Rylans, obviously. He says, where are you from? He says, from Earth. Earth's not a formal member of the Star League and isn't due to be approached until it matures. Who recruited you? And he says, Centauri. He says, I might have known. So here's Centauri saying, die, diddle-dee-dee, dum-dum, diddle-dee. Maybe he's saying that. I don't know. Yes, Cadbury Egghead. Yes, he is. Looks more like a mop. Yeah, whatever. Mop, brush, moustache. Take your pick. So singing away. Now, this fella, I don't understand the deal that Centauri's made with this chap, whoever he is. We met him earlier on. I skimmed over that bit. He paid Centauri some money And Centauri said to him, if you need anything, talk to this fella, and he'll do anything to make your stay as pleasant as possible. I thought, what does that mean? Has he just sold Alex as a slave to this fella, to this Rylon? Which is why I think it's a Rylon Empire, it's not the Star League. So he's... Griggs telling Centauri that it's illegal to recruit worlds from outside the Star League. He says, you're up to your old Excalibur tricks again. So did he do it before? Is he hundreds, thousands of years old? Was King Arthur a starfighter? Don't know. But he says, no, I didn't use the Excalibur test. It was called the video game. But what is all this brouhaha? After all, he does have the gift. But then he says, then Griggs says, but he doesn't want to be a starfighter. He says, doesn't want to be a... Are you a coward? Are you crazy? And then him says, return the money, Centauri. There you go. I thought, well, what's going on? Is this some sort of accountant or whatever? I don't... Because of this, I don't know. But I don't get it. I don't get it. Rylons have no combat capabilities, perhaps. Well, they should have, shouldn't they? They should learn. They can bloody shout victory or death like a good one, can't they? Anyway, I think he's a baddie. I think it's him that later on, a fellow that looks like him with the same sort of visor on plants a bomb. So I think it's him. I don't know, these Rylons look alike to me. Oh, and he says, return the money. And he says, return the money, and he grabs it all. Says, no, did you know how long it took to design the game, get it in the stores for Christmas? How does he know about Christmas? He's an alien. Anyway, whatever. But he's saying he could be the best starfighter ever. And says, that was a game. Says, that was a game. It's also a test. Ha ha! A test. Because he's eating up the scenes, is Robert Preston. This is, I'm about to be killed. Says, killed? Haha, you don't think it's seriously dangerous, do you? And then Zua appears. Here he is. They can build the gun stars, but haven't the will to use them. But why should they, when they've got all these aliens to do it for them that they're selling? That people like Centauri, who is another alien, this is obviously not Rylon, is he? So he's selling all these other aliens to the Rylons, it seems. He's some sort of slave trader, is Centauri. Anywho, Zua appears, played by Norman Snow. For some reason, I was thinking, is that like a pseudonym? Because he's just like Simon McCorkindale to me, anyway. But anyway, he's an American actor, but he's putting on a British accent for some reason. So he's the main baddie. He's Zua. Obviously, a Rylon that has turned bad and he's gone to the Kodan and using their forces to, invade the Star League and conquer Rylos and become the Emperor. It's a recruiter bonus, is that what it is? He's a slaver, I'm telling you. Anyway, so here he is appearing as, a hologram in front of the starfighters and Ambassador Enduron. Zua says, he says, I'm here, Father. Hello, Father. He says, don't call me Father. You're no longer my son. He says, I've come. He said, why have you returned? Says, I've returned for the good of all Rylons. They're all eating it. They're all eating up the script. With an armada of Kodan warships behind you, there are some Rylons who would welcome me, Father. He says, your Zurian cult, Star League justice has dealt with your Zurian cult. Your followers are few and scattered, although they seem to be less scattered than they appear to be. And then he gets angry. Star League, a refuge for weak worlds, not worthy to be our equals. You see, the Rylons, they're obviously a very militaristic civilization. But then he says, that's for Rylons to decide, and not a dangerous and evil child such as yourself. So why have the Rylons got to decide who's in the Star League? Shouldn't it be a democracy? And all people in the Star League should decide who joins them, like the Federation and that. Unbelievable. As I said, it's the Rylon Empire. But it says, anyway, not a dangerous and evil child such as yourself. He said, but yet it was this child who caught your master spy. And then they show him, he does a little eye thing, you know, for him to look at the screen, and there we go. There we see this master spy. They basically melt his face off, and they're actually, it cuts away just as, see, they're torturing him, and he's screaming his head off. They're all, and it cuts away. Hang on, see if we can pause on it. Come on, get on with it. There we go. His face starts melting, and then they cut away. It actually, they filmed it, went on longer, and they said his whole face melted off, apparently. But with it being a PG, this came out before PG-13, they said. I don't know if that's right or not. I can't remember. But I can't remember when PG-13 started. It might have been this same year, actually, because were Gremlins PG-13? Did that bring about PG? I don't know. I can't remember. Anyway, it had got them an R rating, so they had to cut away from it. Steve, you would have thought the Empire was right, people. Well, not about the Empire. Not everybody in the Empire was evil, was there? Some people were just getting by. I believe the military pay a bonus for every enlisted recruit. It's a slave, the slaves, I'm telling you. It started this year in response to Temple of Doom and Gremlins. Yes, right, okay. So maybe if they'd gone a bit further, you know, they could have, if they'd gone for a PG-13 rating. But I think it was PG that they eventually got. Anyway. So they hear me, Rylands, when the green moon of Garan is eclipsed, the Kodan Armada will invade. There you go. Like an eclipse, though. Well, it might be. It could be an eclipse, as in like a lunar eclipse, where the shadow of Rylos passes over it. I don't know. It just looks like a phase, doesn't it, rather than an eclipse, but never mind. And not even your mighty starfighters will be able to save you. And he does an evil laugh. It could even say, hang on, does it say, laughs evilly? Oh, it doesn't say. On the subtitles on the Blu-ray, it says, laughs evilly. Oh, dear. Just go. PG-13 either came from Red Dawn or Gremlins, I think. According to my research, Google, it was Red Dawn in August 1985. Okie dokie. When did this come out then? This came out in July 1984, so just before. I'm sure it was PG. Does it say what its rating was? I don't think it does. No, it don't. Right, anyway, whatever. And so it disappears in a video effect. So Centauri says, see, you want to leave now and miss all the excitement. Then he's going. So Centauri's not happy. He's calling him a brat. And he don't want to be a starfighter. So he's taking him back to Earth. And then we cut to the frontier. And I think they said this might be the longest CG shot in the film, where we see the frontier. And then we see this ship land. And we're pulling out to the Kodan command ship. And its beam it's testing the frontier in it for gaps. That's what it's doing. And then we meet the Kodan. I love these. I don't know what the hell they are. Like Kodan soldiers or something, but they're like got roboty voices, a bit like Cylons with laryngitis. But it's a cool thing. It's PG. So we're on the bridge of the... let's have a listen. I love their voices. It's cool. I'll unmute it again. I'll have a listen.
Engine parking angle. Delta Beta 2 at 6. Delta Gamma 3 at 5.
I just love that voice. I do. I love that voice. It's cool. Anyway, here comes one of Zua's servants. Here he is. This chap stops. I don't know his name. I don't know the names of the Kodan. Let's have a look. Does it say? Let's have a look. Lord Krill. That's Lord Krill there. There's Zua. That's Lord Krill. And who's this fella? think that's underling. I don't know. I can't find his name. I can't find who he is. Let's go back up to the top. Enduran, Lord Krill, Alex Rogan, Grigg, Maggie, Zua, Centauri. Look, just says Kodan officer. I bet that's him. Kodan. Oh, he ain't got a name. I'd be saying, just give me a name, for God, just make something up. Anyway. It's like Cylon crossed with the battle droids from the prequels. Yes, a bit. Like I said, with laryngitis. Love it. And Castellar's here. Yay. Love his sceptre. Yeah, it's a cool sceptre. But it takes more than a sceptre to rule, even on Rylos, says Lord Krill. So here he is. Says, let him in. And he's got his sceptre there. My new sceptre, much like your Kodan Emperor's. Says, it takes more than a sceptre to rule, Zur, even on Rylos. By the way, he's got his cool Jem'Hadar thing, like on Star Trek. So I bet they stole that for Deep Space Nine. Gremlins was PG, but only barely. It released a month before Red Dawn. Cool. Even on Rylos. So then we learn that it's not only a sceptre, it's got a sticky, pointy thing that comes out. There we go, like that. And then the officer says, by the way, he walks off, the Zua. So he says it quietly. How long must we endure this fool? And he waves him off. And then one of the Cylon chaps says, there's a breach in the frontier. And Lord Krill says, fire the meteor gun. And Zua throws a paddy, stomps his foot or something. Says, my dear Kodan friends, lest we forget, it was York Emperor himself who gave me command of this fleet, or whatever. So only I give the order to fire. So he says, I'm sorry. There you go, see, he's kicking off. Because he's a spoilt brat. So then he says, meteor gunner, fire. There we go. So the fire meteors, much like the arachnids in Starship Troopers. There we go. But they're not just meteors. They seem to... hang on. Let's even pause it where another one comes. I bet that was the last one. Let's go back again. They seem to have bits attached, as though maybe they've got... there we go. That's not a very good pause, is it? It looks very blocky, doesn't it? Probably packed with explosives, just to be on the safe side. I wish I hadn't paused that. That doesn't look good, does it? Right, anyway. So then we cut to the universe in The Last Starfighter, by the way. It's very small. It doesn't take any time for anything to get anywhere. It must be a J.J. Abrams fan, must Jonathan Betuel and Nick Castle. So, back at Starfighter Command, Nick Castle's wife is on this cathode ray tube. They haven't invented flat screens, have they yet? Sees something coming in. There we go. It's Missile Command, isn't it? She needs a ball thing, doesn't she? And to sort them out. We see that there's 4 meteors heading in. Is it going to show her? It's her. Who is it? Whatever. It'll show her in a minute. It's Nick Castle's wife, anyway. He said it was, anyway. There she is. That's Nick Castle's wife. Don't ask me her name. I've no idea. Mrs. Castle. Or Castle. There we go. We're under attack. So they begin automatic repulsor guns. Here we go. Pew, pew, pew. Go on, get on with it. There we go. So they're shooting away at the incoming meteors. Then there's this fella. Is this the same fella? It looks like it. Notice he's got that on. That bought Alex Rogan off Centauri. Anyway, plants a bomb that disables the repulsor guns. Hang on, where are we? Got to catch up with this chat. Sad this never got a sequel, says Castellar. Yes, it is, but, you never know. One might be happening. You never know. Yes, supposedly working on one with the Russells, Kurt and his son. Yes, they did say they wanted to do one, didn't they? This franchise should be rebooted. Very good. We never got to see the alien emperor. No, we just heard of him. The Kodan Emperor. Yes, early CG. Done with the Crate XMP. Love the flying car. Yes, it's cool. What Ron Cobb did, he designed the car, with his, probably on paper, with all the measurements, and he gave this exactly the same design to, pardon me, I forgot the name again. The fellow that built the actual car, and they give also the same to the CG chaps, so it should be exactly the same, both in proportions and everything, the CG version and the one that was actually built, the physical one. I do love Kurt and Wyatt, but I don't know about Wyatt being Alex's kid or grandson. I can see him being his kid, but I don't know. We'd see one. I mean, he might not be related. Could just be another Starfighter, couldn't they? Castle, not the sea. Castle. Posh English people say castle. Australians say castle as well, don't they? But I don't, because I'm from Yorkshire. I say castle. Right, anyway, all the starfighters and navigators are rushing to their gun stars in the hangar. The repulsor guns have been turned... in a minute. Oh, here we go. Blows up now. There we go. Boom! The repulsor guns turn off. So there's 2 meteors still heading towards them. And here they come. And there we go. And boom! When I first bought this film on VHS, for some reason, when there were like bright things, when there were explosions going on, my screen kicked off. It was something. It was the VHS tape. It was something done in the transfer. It must have been, but it meant it all went. I don't know why. It just did. It's just a little anecdote. I think I've still got it somewhere. The VHS. Anyway, there we go. It all blows up. I think, by the way, I don't think the explosions are CG in this. I think they're like physical explosions that they've done, or animated ones, or whatever. Not CG. That they're superimposed. So, Zua's happy. At last it is done. But then we learn that one starfighter has escaped. So obviously that's the Zurian spy, must be the fella that bought Alex Rogan. I'm still going to say that. None of this bloody recruitment bonus nonsense. Anyway, glad the Rocketeer and Highlander are getting reboots. Is it redoing the Rocketeer? I didn't know that. Hope someone revives Krull and Space Hunter. We did Krull quite recently, didn't we? In Magnificent Mondays. I've seen Space Hunter, I think once, a long time ago. Adventures in the Forbidden Zone. Was that a 3D film when it first came out? I think it was, wasn't it? With, I've forgotten his name. Peter somebody or other. We're in Masad. I can't remember it. I can't remember if I enjoyed it or not. Just take the whole place out of phase. Easy. Yes, they could have done, couldn't they? Countries that have no castles pronounce it wrong. No more reboots. No more reboots anymore. Just thought I'd sing that. I'd be happy if the Space Above Beyond reboot gets going. Or just a continuation. I want to know what happened. It ended on a cliffhanger, didn't it? Peter Strauss, that's the fella. Yes, Peter Strauss. Yes, we're in Masada. I always remember him in Masada. And Cain and Abel. Right, anyway, I'm sure he's been in lots of other stuff. Anyway, so one starfighter has escaped, and he's on Earth now. With his, it's a California plate, 84. Anyway. Right. The star car apparently is broken down. So, Centauri's trying to fix it. And but Alex says, it's only a few miles. I'll walk it. So he sets off walking across the across the fields. Centauri comes, oh, hang on, here, take this. And he throws him a Tamagotchi. He says, I can't take a present. He says, oh, it's reducing me to poverty. Because, he's a slave trader. And he thinks I'm giving him a present. He says, no, it's... If you change your mind, tap the communo crystals, and he'll come back. But Alex says, oh, no, don't bother, keep it. He says, oh, no, just, you're walking away from history. And the Chris Columbus, not the director, the actual Chris Columbus, the first one. Say you wanted to stay home? No. And did Galoka think the Ulus were too ugly to save? Is that a history thing or is that an alien thing? I don't know. I've never looked it up. Peter Strauss, Molly Ringwald, and Ernie Hudson. That says, I think I've seen it once. Probably when it first came out. I probably rented it from the video library back in the day. I'll have to look for it and give it another whirl. I'm sure it was a 3D film. At cinema, I'm sure it was a 3D film. Anyway. Alex says, I'm just a kid from a trailer park. I'm not any of those guys. I'm just a kid from a trailer park. And Centauri says, if that's what you'll think, then that's all you'll ever be. Got lots of little moral lessons in this film. Because it's amazing. So he jumps in and drives off. There we go. Drives off. Doesn't give Alex a lift now. Even though he's mended the car, don't give him a lift. Lets him walk that few miles. Fuck him. That's a proper moon, but it's got a star in front of it. They've made a bit of a mistake in the slapping that on, haven't they? Never mind. Right, Alex gets back home. He sees Maggie. He says, hey, Maggie, you'll never guess what's happened. And she slaps him. And she says, there you go. She says, don't you remember me and my strange sexual urges aren't talking to you anymore? And he's like, what's going on? Because he doesn't know that Beta's there, does he? So he goes into his room and he sits down on his bed and then he hears somebody snoring. And it's him. It's the Beta unit that looks just like him. He says, oh, what are you doing back? He says, what are you kidding? There's a war up there. He says, oh, save the whales but not the universe. As he's telling him about what happened. You're a robot. It's a very sarcastic robot, by the way. Anyway, it says, "Oh, why don't you go?" It makes a good point. Why don't you go and become a starfighter? And he says, "Oh, we're not allowed." He says, "Well, pretend." And then Lewis interrupts and says, "Hang on, let's go back again." And says, "Be quiet, Alex." And he says, go back to sleep, Lewis. I'm telling Mum about your Playboys. Then he storms out. I could be in a minute. And they both say, sorry, Lewis. And then we get a quick cameo, sort of a cameo, from another Star Trek alumnus. By the way, there's the moustache again. Here he is, Mark Alemo, Gul Dukat himself, playing the Zandozan, an interstellar hit beast. The Beta unit is hilarious. It's DJ. There he is. Hello, DJ. I saw this movie in theatre when I was a kid and loved it. I'm sure Yulu's just an in-world reference. Yeah, probably. Like the 7 Pillars of Gulu or whatever that he says earlier on, doesn't it? When you Google Galoka, you only get results for this movie. So made up, I guess. Yes, probably. Anywho. Critters 1 and 2 have good bounty hunter action. Yes, especially Critters 2. With the one with the large bosoms. Which is fine by me. Beta Unit is hilarious. Yes, it is. Critters is a fun series. The film series. There's actually a series, isn't there? I've not got round to watching it yet. Were it on Shudder? I think it was on Shudder, wasn't it? It's the French poker player from Times Arrow. Yes, he was in that as well, wasn't he? Yeah. And also another Cardassian in when they wore different clothes and had moustaches in that other one. Would love to buy a theatre and just show old sci-fi movies. Yeah, that'd be cool, wouldn't it? Meant the movie series. Haven't seen the show. I've not seen the show either. So I don't know if it's any good. To be honest, I think I've only seen the first 3 Critters films. I don't think I've seen that one where they're going to space. Is it that one I'm thinking of? Or am I thinking of a different one? I know they're from space, but I mean, they do another one that's set in space, I think. Am I thinking of something else? I can't remember. Anyway, Mark Alamo's here as the Zandozan, but he's in disguise, but not for long, because the Starfighter game somehow makes him turn back into his Zandozan form. Don't know why. Does it do it on purpose, or is it just, a side effect? I don't know. A Rylon energy, whatever. But he turns, there we go, it turns back into his Zandozan form. Oh, for God's sake. When it's done faffing about, there we go. There he is. Handsome fella, isn't he? Now he's gone. Ooh, cracky. The Critters series is awful, is it? Fed up now. I'm looking forward to watching that at some point. They made 5 Critters. See, I think I've only seen the first 3. Good sci-fi reboot, Quantum Leap. I've not seen that, but Windgrace has. He does reviews on his channel. Go and subscribe to Windgrace's channel. Search on YouTube for Windgrace Project and watch his reviews of Quantum Leap. There. Just looking at it, I watched all 5 this past summer. Last one, Critters Attack, was by far the weakest. I'm not surprised. I'll have to get round to them again. Right, so this is where we learned that the beta unit is not very good at making love with Maggie. Says, what did you do to Maggie? Said, well, we were making out. We're just sitting there, and she sticks her tongue in my ear. I screamed, I'll apologise tomorrow. And says, no, you're not going to be here. You're going back. And so he's going to go out and call Centauri, but Lewis wakes up, and this is where he says, back to sleep, Lewis, I'm telling Mum about your Playboys. And then he hears the other Alex underneath the beta unit speaking, so he looks at him and says, what the shit? He says, I said back to sleep, Lewis, I'm telling Mum about your Playboys. Right, so he's pressing the communocrystals like Billy-O, waiting for Centauri to come back. Then the Starfighter game's giving it all. It's, you have been recruited by the Star League, in kind of a tinny electronic voice way. And I don't know why he's thinking he should come back straight away. It could be hours before he gets there, but But then we hear a voice that sounds normal. I'm guessing it's the Zandozan. That just says, greetings, Starfighter. But not in a, it doesn't sound like it's coming from the game. It sounds like a normal person. And I'm guessing it's the Zandozan impersonating Centauri or whatever. Because he walks over to it. Here we go. And then what happens here, I'm still not sure what it is. So there, that drops on him. Are the stones from the roof, like, what they call it, gravel, or is it supposed to be? Because we see it slavers, doesn't it? The Zandozan. It's got all spittle and stuff around its mouth. I thought it was just like drooling on him at first, but now we've watched it in HD. Oh no, it is. It's like gravel in it that's dropping. So it must be off the roof. Gravel off the roof. I'm guessing. He sees that, and then it grabs him, and he gets away and hides. Picks up a piece of wood with a nail through it. But it's disappeared, but it's up above him. Some more gravel drops on him. So why is it? Is it like pouring gravel on him for some weird reason? There we go. I always thought it was drooling on him, but I think it is gravel, in it. Anyway, where were we now? Got to catch up with all these chats. What about the Tremors? Tremors, the series. I never saw that. Tremors show was fun. Wish it had survived. Hang on. I'm going to sneeze. Ooh. And it went away. It's still there. I can feel it. Oh, bloody thing. Albeit the ass blasters. I've never been able to figure out if it was gravel or a snack the hunter was eating. It could have been, couldn't it? Some space dust. Remember that? I don't know what they called it in America. Moon rocks, I think you call it, something like that. You know, all that stuff you put in your mouth that pops. There always used to be that urban legend when I was a kid. If you ate like 10 packets of space dust, as we called it here, you know, it'd kill you, it'd make your head blow up or something like that. Oh dear. Anyway, right, so it's up above him, it shoots at him, and no, it's going to shoot him, but then beta unit comes out, so it shoots at the beta unit. There we go, look. Pew, pew. And when Centauri arrives, he hides, and Centauri arrives, and they have a little shoot, backwards and forwards. Centauri shoots its arm off, and then shoots the Zandozan, and it falls, and that's it. But it's not dead. Spoiler. Pop rocks. There we go. Pop rocks. We called it space dust because, you know, we're cool in Britain. Oh dear. Anyway, so now Centauri's been all racist now. Says, "Phew, foul stench, dirty creatures." You know, it's because he's a Zandozanophobe. Maybe that's why they call it a xanophobe. So he says, you know, get a good look, because within 2 hours there'll be 10 of these running about with just one thought on their tiny little minds. So again, he's racist. Kill Alex Rogan. Says, why is he after me? He says, you know, obviously Zeus found out that you're here. And then the beta unit says, you know, well, you've got to go back with Centauri, because if you stay here, you dog me. At least up there, you'll have a chance in a Gunstar. But we see that the Zandozan, even though his arm's it's separated, he can still control it. So it's going to point the gun at him, look. Behave. Send Christian Slater out for some lemon sherbet. I don't know. I don't get that. Another reference I don't get. I don't. Love when these dudes showed up in Star Wars. Yes, they look like Hammerhead or something, doesn't it? So that's why it's called an armada. There you go. Fight chance to Gunstar. So he says, oh, whatever. But then it shoots. It points its gun at Alex, and then Centauri says, you know, look out, Alex, and takes the shot. There we go. Alex, look out, and you see he gets shot, and then he shoots several times at the Zandozan and disintegrates it in flames. And Centauri says it's all right, no native cures, no witch doctors, it's just a scratch. So he's going to go back. So he's off there. We go back at Rylos already, and he's coughing and spluttering his Centauri, and we see on he's holding a communicator. We see he's got like black blood, proves he's evil, slave trader. There you go. Well, greeny black blood. Oh, is it from Austin Powers? Oh, right. Oh, yeah. Lemon sherbet. Yeah, that's it. Yes, I remember it now. Anyway, so he's not getting a reply from Starfighter Command. So they go in. Centauri passes out, and Alex parks the car. So Grig goes over. They're all picking up the pieces after the attack. And he says, see, I brought him back. And then Centauri dies. And dies. And so they're all being nice to him. And then he says, never hurts to be rich. And then he dies. And Grig closes his eyes. It's until the next dimension, old friend. So they're old friends now, are they? Anyway. So he says, Alex, we've got to go. Then it cuts to Earth, and the beta unit's hearing noises that he thinks is a Zandozan. His ears are playing up. but it's just a moth banging against the window. So he decides to do some ear surgery. So he takes his head off. There we go, takes his head off, puts it on the table. And then Lewis wakes up and says, Alex, what the hell is going on? And he says, Lewis, you're having a terrible nightmare. Go back to sleep. Which is cool. This was an extra scene, by the way, that they added. It wasn't in the original cut that they did. They did like test screenings, and audiences reacted positively to the beta unit. So they thought, oh, we'll add an extra scene then. So they added this scene in, which is cool because it's a good scene. There you go, you're having a terrible nightmare. Go back to sleep. And then he turns his head round. He says, Lewis! Turns his head round and he hears another noise. And he sees, there we go, another Zandozan obviously arriving. Right, so, back on Rylos. I said with the Buck Rogers sets. Buck Rogers in the 25th century sets, not the Buster Crab Buck Rogers. Black blood, don't tell. Just stop oil, yes. Or Alex Krycek, yes. He had black blood, didn't he, for a while. In his eye. Nicholas Lee. Why do I remember Nicholas Lee? Sorry. Why do I remember these names? You know what I'm like with names, but some names just stick in your head, don't they? Nicholas Lee played Alex Krycek. Don't know why I remember that. I never not remember any other bugger's name, especially when I need to remember it. But anyway. Or the commander in the 100. You know, I've never seen the 100. Never got around to watching it. Right, so I'm saying that what he's saying there, they're talking about so that Zua thinks he's still on Earth, so they're going after the beta unit. So saying that could work to our advantage. So it'd be like a surprise attack. They don't know they're coming. And says, now you look human, because he's in his Rylan designed uniform. So he should say, now you look Rylan. So anyway, so they're going to this this gun star that's a prototype. And the reason Grigg isn't dead is because he were working on it when the hangar went up. There we see it from this is from above. We're looking down on that's the gangway that they're walking on. Couple little CG Alex down there. It's a fun character. Headless Alex reminds me of what's his face in Buck Rogers that charmed Wilma Deering. That was Mark Leonard, wasn't it? Mark Leonard in season 2. I can't remember the name of the character, but I remember it was played by Mark Leonard. Or Mark Leonard, however you pronounce it. Yes, and apparently, I've got his bloody name now. Lance Guest's hair had changed for some reason. He might have shaved it off or something for a role. So they stuck a bad wig on him. And we see that bad wig again later on. 100 was a mess, but worthwhile until the 4th season. That's not seen any of it. Not seen any of it. Anyway, so CG Alex there. So telling us all about the ship. He sits up top. There's Grigg, where he basically flies the ship, and Alex just does the guns. He sits in the gunnery chair. So he's going up in the little elevator. And then we get a little rundown of there we go, of this heads-up display that for some reason disappears. So it's only you can only see it when you're looking dead ahead. I thought, well, why can't I just see it when I'm looking anywhere? Doesn't make any sense. He says, where did it go? And he turns his head. There you go. Still there, suspended in the xenon mist, but it's only visible if you look dead ahead. Well, what if I'm not looking dead ahead then? I want it. Stupid design. It's rubbish. Anyway. Anyway, it's all like in the game. So it's like Luke, Luke knew how to fly an X-Wing just because he's Luke in Star Wars. Because he's the best star pilot in the Outer Rim. Anyway. And then he asks, what's this? Oh, that's Death Blossom, a weapon of last resort. So we'll learn what that is later. Right, so they're going. And this is where he learns that he's the last starfighter. So he asks, how many are left? Where were the starfighters? In the hangar. And so, how many's left? Is he including you? 1. And then we have a bit of a continuity error. Oh, no, it's later on, the continuity error. Never mind. It says, you mean the dead? And death is a primitive concept. I like to think they're battling evil in another dimension. There you go. He's in another dimension. And then his helmet visor comes down, and then he's obviously mouthing... I think there's 1 left. So he's mouthing profanities. Off it goes into space. So Alex is not happy. He says, just that's it. 1 ship, you, me, that's it. He says exactly. I've always wanted to fight a desperate battle with impossible odds and all that. But he's not happy. So anyway, but he said then we're told that we do a little run through. He does some target light practice, like in the game. And then he does a little run through of, it's not the number of fighters that's the problem. They've got to shoot a turret on the command ship that controls all the fighters. Anyway, but he's doing his target light practice. There we go. Looks cool. Looks cool. Looks cool. Din 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 din. But the seat rotates, so it does make some sense. Yeah, but why does it disappear when you're not looking straight ahead? Is it like old LCD tellies that you had to sit right in front of them to see what were on the screen? The X-Wing was designed to have minimal training for pilots. Stop it. Actually, in the novel, in the novelisation of Star Wars, it does say, I think, that they did simplify the controls for Luke. I'm sure it says something like that. But anyway. Whoop, did it. Right, so beta unit's obviously distracted. He's helping Otis with a TV antenna, or aerial, as we call them here. It's helping him with it, but he keeps... he's being distracted. I think there's Zandozans round every corner. Then Maggie comes up to him. She apologises. I said, do you smell anything? He says, like what? He says, like as... Forget it. There. And she apologises for slapping him. It's one of my favourite scenes in the film, this, actually. And there you go. She says, well, maybe we can make up for it at Silver Lake. And when it gets to it. Bloody skip. Why can't they bloody have a smaller bloody skip length? There we go. Make up at Silver Lake. She does a little thing with her eyebrows. There you go. And then he's like looking and he's like going. For some reason, he reminds me of that. I don't know who he reminds me of. He reminds me of I forgot his bloody name now. Him that played House, the Doctor. He reminds me of him in Blackadder 3 or Blackadder 4. I forgot his bloody name now. Yeah, him anyway. If you don't have the targeting reticule, you can't shoot them. Well, they want to shoot them. There's Anderson's smell of elderberries. Maybe so. Anyway, it's being watched. We saw a shot of through his macro binoculars, and obviously it's being watched by a Zandozan. There we go. And then he sees a police car coming, so he's going to get that policeman later. They'll reach Rylos in 20 clicks. What the hell does that mean? Don't know. 20 kilometres? Doubt it. But so we're learning now that it's not the number of squadrons, it's a communication turret, but to get to the turret, they've got to get through the fighters. It says, I'll have it all figured out by the time we reach the frontier. Then a little alarm goes off. What's that? The frontier. Oh dear. So they've arrived. But then the detector ship, it says, what's a cargo ship doing here? An asteroid. Not the best. As I said, they had to simplify stuff to get it done in time. So they hail him. This is Gunstar 1, but it's not answering, and it makes a run for it. I think it shoots at him first. Yeah, it does. Azurian ship. So they go after it. So your first live target. So Alex is a bit hesitant. So anyway, there's some cool shots of him flying, alongside the frontier. But it heads for this asteroid. Heads to one of the big ones. Hugh Laurie. Yes, that's the fella. Yes, thank you. Thank you, yes. It reminded me of him when he did the eyebrow thing. This movie really put me on the Star Trek and Star Wars path. I'd been on the Star Wars path since 1977, to be honest. Even before the film came out. I always remember I got the 2000 AD summer special in 1977, because we didn't get Star Wars in the UK until... I think the premiere in the UK were in like the end of December, and I don't think it opened general release in the UK until January 1978. So, in the 2000 AD summer special in summer of 1977, they had a 2-page thing about Star Wars, and I always remember they got a caption wrong. It showed the photo of Han Solo and Chewbacca, and the caption was Luke Skywalker with one of his alien friends or something like that. Anyway. Right, so what they're doing, they're chasing this Zurian ship, and it heads into this asteroid, and I say, it's not that doesn't look too bad, does it, that bit there? But when they get inside and they're actually moving about, let's say, it's not the best. That doesn't look too bad either. But this bit, there we go. That doesn't look good, does it? Melted ice cream, they describe it as. That as well. But it's supposed to be coming up against a dead end. That's what that's supposed to depict. But so it's trapped. So they've got it cornered, and it shoots them. Now here, don't know why I went all posh there. Here... is it Alex that shoots, or is it Grigg? I mean, can Grigg shoot from up there? I don't know, because it says shoot, and then, by the way, his visor goes down. Oh no, it doesn't. I'm lying. I thought it did. I thought his visor went down. Does Alex shoot, or does Grigg shoot? I don't know. I think it's Alex in it. I don't think Grigg can shoot, can they? I was just wondering, because he says, you did it, and then Alex says to him, you did it, you almost got me killed. And I thought, well, so did Grigg shoot? Like in Battle Beyond the Stars, when Nell shot the what they call them, the jackers that were attacking Cowboy's ship. She shot them, didn't she? Anyway, whatever. I think I'm overthinking it. Right, so there you go. He's saying that hope by putting him in the thick of battle, a great starfighter would emerge, but alas, I don't think there was ever one there to begin with. I will take you back to Earth where you can live out your life until the Kodan arrive. There you go. So just rubbing it in a bit. So they just, for some reason, they just go back into the asteroid for a bit. I don't know why, but they just do. Meanwhile, the gang's in the back of Blake's pickup. There's Blake. See, Brian from V, who impregnated poor Robin. Everybody hated Robin anyway. And she had 2 babies, didn't she? Twins, a little green one and a little girl with a forked tongue that, for some reason, fell off or something, I don't know. Ended up being a normal one. Anyway, they're all having fun and they're leaning back and laughing, but Alex is, well, not Alex, Beta's sitting there stoically. Apparently he's got a bad wig on. And he was really ill as well when they shot this. But, you know, he got through it. And she said to him, "What's the matter with you? You're like a million miles away," which he is. And it says, "You know, what if you were me? You know, what would you be doing now?" She says, "Well, I'd be, you know, hanging out and kidding around and laughing." So he says, "Oh, laughing." So he just starts laughing hysterically. suddenly, at nothing. There we go. Ha 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 ha. They all think he's mental. Bless him. Right, there's this policeman. He'd just been taking a leak. As they drive by, Alex is laughing. Dalek's baby food. Is that a reference to the Daleks? No, it didn't, is it? Can't be. He'd obviously been taking a leak, so he's going back to his car. But somebody's got in his car, as we see, the Zan. And he grabs him and does that. And so I presume that's how he transforms into other people. Nell, the ship with boobs. Yes. Hang on. That'll be coming up, by the way. Not too long. Because I've just got it on Blu-ray. Battle Beyond the Stars. Or Los Seven Magnificos del Espacio. Can't get a bloody English one. But I've got the Spanish version. But it's got an English audio track, which is what matters. So that'll be coming along soon. I don't know when. Soon. Anyway. So that poor copper's been got by the Zandozan. Back in the asteroid, Grig's saying this is nice. It reminds him of home, and we learn he lives below ground with his Wi-Foid and 6,000 little Griglets. There we go. And then he shows his Wi-Foid. Apparently that's just Dan O'Hurley here. They've just stuck his face on a woman with the looks of it. So he's rubbing it in again, He hopes to go back to him, at least until Zer turns them into slaves. He's rubbing it in again, to Alex. Stop being such a baby. So then he shows... Alex gets his photo out of his mum and Maggie and Lewis. And there's actually, I think there's a fella in the photo as well. Is that his dad? Don't know. That's my folks, so it must be his dad. Wherever he is. His brother Lewis. There you go, there's a fella there, look. It says they live in a mobile home, which is like a cave that moves around, except we never went anywhere. And it says, but there are real caves near where we live that me and Lewis used to go and play hide and seek in. Then he has an idea, hide and seek. We could hide here until the armada passes over and then attack the command ship from behind. And then Grig goes all sarcastic. There we go. Could hide here and take them by surprise. And hang on, go back again. Goes all sarcastic. Look, you ready? Your plan might really have worked. What a pity there are no starfighters left to carry it out. Rubbing it in again. Because Alex has been a big baby, isn't he? Let's make sure we're still going. Make sure we're still going. Yes, we are. No messages on Rumble. Right, let's carry on. A surprise attack. Well, yes, taken by surprise. From behind. Not very ethical, but never mind. No starfighters left to carry it out. And he goes, yeah, and just, they're just waiting again. But then they get found out. Azurian base. What does it mean, Azurian base? We don't see a base on the asteroid. Just like, I think it's about 4 ships just appear. Exactly the same as the other one we saw. But anyway. So Alex is forced to, go into action. So he just becomes a starfighter suddenly. Takes them all out. There we go. Pew, 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 pew. Pew, pew. There we go. And gets the last one for some reason with a missile. He's going to show it. Or maybe I've missed it. Maybe I've gone past. There we go. There we go. Gets the last one with a missile. Or, as they say in America, a missile. And gets that last one. As I said, the explosions and stuff, are real explosions that they've filmed, but be CG bits. For debris. Right, so they're safe for now. But then it says, setting course for Earth. But Alex says, hang on, Grig, maybe there is one starfighter left. And then he does his little... Dun. There we go. There we go. So they're back in action. Meanwhile, at Silver Lake, from behind, nudge, nudge, wink, wink, know what I mean? Know what I mean? Yes, the Blossom attack is coming. Anyway, meanwhile, at Silver Lake, here's the Xander Zan, disguised as the policeman. Sheriff, whatever. I think it says Sheriff's Office on his badge. And Beta is, making out badly with Maggie, and she's not happy because he hasn't got a good technique. He's not like Data. He mustn't be programmed with multiple techniques. Oh dear. He's he's not positronic, is he? So he says, sorry, I'm just new at these gland games. Says, what are you talking about? Anyway, so he's listening in. He's using his super hearing because he's a robot. And he's listening to Blake trying to woo his lady. And he's coming up with this, darling, you're my Venus, my Juliet, or whatever, and saying all that. So he's repeating this. There we go, forgive me. So he's listening in. You're my Juliet, my Venus. And she goes like, Alex, girls like that stuff, don't they? And then he's listening in again, and then he is Blake saying, all the other girls meant nothing to me. It was you. So he says that. Oh, and then the girl that Blake's with says, shut up and talk dirty to me in a really, like that, in a really dirty voice. Husky. And so he says that to Maggie, all the other girls meant nothing to me, so that's why she's looking at him like that. And he kisses her. And then he goes, shall I talk dirty to you now? And she slaps him again. He says, I give up. I'm not Alex Rogan. Just as the Zandozan's about to shoot him. Gland games, yes. Klaatu Barada Nikto. That were on TV today. That was on the Talking Pictures channel. I watched a bit of it. Day the Earth Stood Still. It was on the TV today. Good on Michael Rennie. So they're saying, I give up. I'm not Alex Rogan. I'm a beta unit. I'm an exact duplicate of Alex. So then the Zandozan shoots him. In a minute. There you go. He's up there, saving the universe. I'm down here for target practice. Then the Zandozan shoots him. And he shows him, see? So he runs off after the Zandozan. The police car's driving off. He says, I've got to stop that Zandozan before he tells, Zua or whatever, that Alex is still alive and that he'll be in big trouble. So they get in Blake's pickup truck, and Blake says, scratch that paint, you're dead, Rogan. So he's in hot pursuit of the Zandozan. Meanwhile, the Frontier collapses. I think that's the say. That say something along those lines. Frontier is down or whatever. There you go. Ready to invade. Ready to invade, Commander. But in that voice. So there we go. All squadrons ahead, half speed with energy probes on. So off they go. So another cool bit of CG. What are those two? Who are they? Are they like the Kodan versions of Achilles? and his soldiers wanted to get there first. Look, they're just heading off. But all the others, oh no, they are as well. Look. But then all these others here line up. So were those that just get through the frontier? Don't know. But anyway, so the armada flies over. The energy probe shut down. So obviously the body heat's not giving off enough energy. So they fly over. They're undetected. Cool scene, a cool shot as the ships fly over. Cut it some slack. It's from 1984. You don't squirt that grease shit at me. At least didn't get it in his mouth, did he? Or she. Get it in her mouth. Like Michelle Rodriguez in Battle Los Angeles. Anyway, the police car, the Zandozan, arrives at his ship. His tiny little spaceship. Look, it's titchy, isn't it? This is actually a Ron Cobb design that he designed for the Alien. I don't know what it was going to be an Alien. But that's what he said in the commentary. He said, "Oh, this is a design I did for Alien," but he didn't say what for. Maybe it were an early design for the shuttle. I don't know, or maybe it was just for something else. I don't know. But he used it. He never got round to building it in Alien. It was the design, and used it in this for the Zandazan ship. So there you go. Gets out, going in. There you go, starting his transmission. And the sound effect, I'm sure it's the sound effect from the 1953 War of the Worlds. It sounds like it to me anyway. Hang on, see if we can have a listen. Oh, bloody hell. Just me to bloody... Sounds like, the sound of the...
Well, then don't...
Shut up. It is, isn't it? It's the War of the Worlds sound effect, isn't it? It is. She didn't let him do her on the first date. They're well past the first date, that Alex and Maggie, I think. I get the feeling they've been sort of like since kids. They've known each other all their lives. That's what I imagine. Anyway, they get this transmission. The Last Starfighter is, and for some reason, it takes ages to say the second half of his sentence. But Alex says, we're going to jump, and then we're going to ram him. So she thinks he's going to jump as well, but he don't, obviously. He says, ready, jump. So she just leaps out, and there she goes. I presume that's a stunt lady. And the Last Starfighter, and then there we go. Boo! It says, you owe me, Alex Rogan, as the beta unit, and smashes into the, whatever it is, the Zandazan spaceship, and blows up, look. And she's like, and she goes, Alex, and then probably remembers, oh, no, it's not. It's a robot. It's a robot. There you go, she shouts, Alex. And then says, transmission pulsars have stopped. So it was the Last Starfighter is dead, says Zua. The Last Starfighter is dead. Nothing can stop us now. Anyway. So the invasion is on. So the command ship's about to fly over. There it is. By the way, how big is it, this command ship? Or is the green moon of Garan really small? I don't know. We'll get to that. So off it goes. And there we go. I think that's the turret they've got to target. There you go, the far end. So it says, thanks, Greg, for everything. So they're off. Have I missed a bit? I think I've missed a bit, haven't I? Maybe it's coming up. So they're flying out. There was a bit where it showed Maggie and the thing burning behind her. She looks up at the stars and says, I love you, Alex Rogan. Just like that. Right, so they're heading after the ship. And then so tracking alert and unidentified craft. And see, it's a Gunstar when we see. Boop, 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 boop. Cool. Gunstar. And there you go. So the Last Starfighter is dead, and this has gone on long enough. Seize him. There you go. Whatever. So he's saying, you can't arrest me. I'm the Emperor of Rylos. So they drag him out. There you go. They drag him out. And don't know what they're going to do to him, but probably kill him. So they start shooting at... they start shooting at Alex. And so he shoots back, obviously, and they blow up the turret, and then another couple of, I think it fires some missiles. There we go. Whee! And that hits the ship, and it blows, it rocks the ship. So Zua uses the opportunity to wrest his scepter from the guards, and, hang on, I've gone too far. Whacks one of them, and hits that one, and we see what they look like under their helmets, look. Ah! They've got googly eyes. Fire everything, yes. Just like Alan Sugar. I need a drink. Pardon me. Hatchway to pod activated. I don't actually remember it saying that. Maybe it's a computer voice, I don't know. So he escapes in a escape pod. There he goes in a minute. There it is, look. And off he goes. So he's going to start fighting the the fighters now say communication turret is destroyed, switch to visual targeting or whatever they say, something like that, I don't know. In that cool robot voice. Hang on, see if they say it. We'll mute it again.
Communication and radar systems are out, Wing Commander.
I love that voice. I do, I love it. Anyway, so there you go. Proceed with visual attack formation. So they didn't really need that communications turret, did they? Right, so they're getting ready now for Death Blossom. They've got to wait for all the fighters to be in range. See, they're opening all the petals because it's a blossom. Anyway, so they're ready now. They've just got to wait. There he's. By the way, they're shooting them first. There we go. Obviously, he's not looking left or right because he can see his thingamabobs. Cool. Anyway, look, his helmet came off then, didn't it? I want to go back there now. His helmet came off. Did we see a regular person under there? Briefly. His helmet comes up. Ooh. Go back again. I think we did, didn't we? That's the stunt or whoever's in there. I think they've got the alien, just the bottom half, haven't they? There's that part there. We just see his eye there. That's not a googly eye, is it? Like we just seen. Hollywood magic. See, shooting them because he's cool. So, right, so they're getting ready to do the... in a minute. He's going to have these crash into each other, isn't he? That's what he does, yes. Yeah, because he's cool and he's good. See, power's draining now. They've got to do Death Blossom. I like this where it's showing where they are. But, he obviously can't shoot them because he'd be shooting his own ship. Which I would do. I'd be like Sean Connery in Last Crusade. I'd be shooting my own ship. They got us, son. Ruin my immersion. Did they take you out of the movie? I hate when people say that. You're not in it. It's a film. Oh, dear. Right, so he said, should I do it? He said, no, not yet, because they're not all in range, so they're getting hit. So luckily, this prototype has, armour plating, much like the NX-01 Enterprise, I imagine. Ablative shielding, maybe. We can take several direct hits, so it's getting knocked about. So that weapons are down, but he can't use Death Blossom yet. Got to wait for him to be in range. Hang on. There we go. Then they're all in range now, look, so press the button, fire! So he presses the button, and the ship spins around. They actually did spin him around. They actually did, like them things, them exercise things. They actually did one of them with the cockpit that he's sat in and spun it around. I presume he got quite dizzy. Not as fast as that, I imagine, but they're all getting blown up, look, missiles and lasers and everything all flying out. And then, cool, and then it's done. That's the sound effect. Polarize the damn hull and get this kid some grapplers. Yes, grapplers are cool. Right, so they've destroyed the fighters, but they've no power. But the command ship's arriving, as we'll see. Said we did it. We actually did, didn't we? But then the command ship arrives, and but the command ship's weapons are down from the damage earlier on. But Commander Krill says, ramming. Forget the weapons, ramming speed. So Grigg is trying to ram boost. Actually, on the actual DVD, it actually says run boost. But I always thought it said ram boost. So the actual official DVD's subtitles are wrong. Anyway. So he's got a little circuit board there, look. Because it's, space technology. Can't say it's from the future, can I? Space technology. Alien technology. It's probably where we got it from originally. Roswell were probably a Rylos ship. Or a Zurian ship, or whatever. I bet it was. They were scouting the Earth for slaves. Right, anyway. So it does a ram boost, gets it going, little lights come on and all that jazz. But they get it going just in time. Is it going to turn on yet? In a minute. There we go. And he crashes into it. Doing just like Commander Tucker did in the shuttle pod thing, the little work bee. He crashed into the hull of the Enterprise. NX-01, didn't he? I'm mentioning that a lot. Oh, never mind. Right, so they've got weapons back. So he starts shooting. It's all blowing up. And they're losing attitude control. And, you know, the engines are down. They can't stop. They can't turn, whatever. But they're in the gravitational well of the moon. It says, what do we do? And Commander Krill, his thing goes, zzz, we die. That's what he says. Is he going to say it? No, too late. Right, how big is this ship? I mean, it doesn't look that big, does it? Again, up against the Gunstar, you know, it's a bit bigger. Or is this just a really small moon? It's like a mile across or something like that. Because it looks like it crashes into it there, doesn't it? Look, yeah, looks like it crashes into it. Whatever. Anyway, it blows up. So that's the end of that. They should have waited for the command ship to be in range too. Yeah. 9-volt battery connector. Yes. It were all there. Great scratch the paint. Yes, I'll bill you. Anyway, so there we go. The command ship blows up and they've won. So then we cut to a matte painting of Rylos. They actually wanted to do a proper CG version of that, but they couldn't do it. So they just ended up with a matte painting background of Rylos and this in the foreground. A CG. Is it a CG or is it just... I think it might just be a cutout of the ship with a bit of smoke. There we go. Ooh. Shush. Thought I muted you again. With Alex and Greg being met by Ambassador Enduran. There we go. So they get thanks and they want Alex to rebuild the Starfighter Legion. But he's going to have help from an old friend. And there we see Centauri's not dead. There we go. We actually saw him. Hang on, let's go back a bit. We actually saw him. There he is. With his glowy eyes in his alien form. And he sticks his face on. And like that. And there we go. He's back. Ha ha. Thought you were dead. There we go. I was merely dormant while my body repaired itself. Because he's an alien. So he's going to be Alex's counsel, I suppose. Although technically, I suppose that fella's dead now, isn't he? Probably. That fella he sold him to. So now he owns Alex. Ain't getting the deposit back on that ship. No, they're not. Lots of Babylon 5 inspiration in this, probably. Or Babylon 5 inspired by it, I imagine. Yes, I mean it influenced B5, yes. I imagine this influenced quite a few stuff. And there's some foreground actors, just people that put in balaclavas. Because obviously maybe they couldn't do the Rylon hair for everybody. So just stick balaclavas on everybody, look. Hang on, where are we? There we go. And have them cheering. Oh, give over. So he says, I'll stay. They'll say, of course he'll stay. Yes, I'll stay. Oh, blah, blah. So I'll stay. And then we cut to Maggie. She's obviously sad. She doesn't know what's going on. Alex is not there. The beta unit's blown up. So they're all asking, the Starfighter thing's still playing up. But it fixes itself magically in a bit. They're all asking where Alex is. Jack Blake has got there somehow. He must have Ubered. So I got a taxi. Got there. He said, ask Maggie. She knows where he is. She was with him. Yeah, and where's my truck? So they don't know. Then she she starts to tell them, but then all wind starts blowing. There you go. Just like that. And the Gunstar appears, and Lewis goes running out, and then the Gunstar comes down, and they've got this a bit wrong, I think. Let me check. go back again. Oh, for Pete's sake. It looks like it lands on the roof. I know it doesn't. It lands in the parking lot, the car park behind the shop or whatever it is that's up there. But it looks like it lands on the roof to me, and it stops. There we go. I'm going to stop now. That's not in the car park, is it? Maybe it's hovering before it lands. Great reveal for Centauri, the Music Man. As I said at the beginning of the film, I've not seen that. Anyway. So, they go around. They're wondering what's going on. It's a spaceship, Buzz. But Alex comes down. Are we going to see... I think we might see Will Wheaton in here somewhere. Maybe. Can't see him. That might be him there, just peeking out there. Is that Will Wheaton there? Could be. Anyway. So they'll come down. The little CG Alex comes down. His little elevator. There, it's me. I've been in space. It's been amazing. I've been killing things in space, but I'm still a slave. So the kiss. Lovely hands. I don't know. It's the nails as well. So you've got lovely shaped hands, I think. And well-maintained nails. So he's back. Is this a spaceship? No, it's a bloody hot air balloon. What do you think? So he's telling them what he's been doing. I've been to another planet. And then he explains to him that it were a robot that were pretending to be him before. They don't really believe him. And then Grigg comes down and says, it's a monster. And then he got them chains on him. Is that another slave reference? I don't know. But what chains? What they're talking about? Anyway. Oh, Granny's got a shotgun out. I killed myself laughing at that. Hang on, let's go back again. There you go. Granny's got a shotgun out. Bless her. Because it's America. Needed some USAF F-16s to fly over. They're on the way, I'm sure. Meanwhile, the entire yes, I'm sure they are. I had what they call it, a Mandela effect. I thought there were a line where Grigg said something like, we're on their radar or something, Alex, or something like that. They're picking us up on their... I might be thinking of something else. Do we have to see Will Wheaton? No, we don't. Saw him at the beginning briefly. He's in here somewhere. He's in here somewhere. As I said earlier, he did have a speaking role, a couple of lines, but he got cut out. Anyway. So he's introducing Grigg to all the people in the trailer park. There you go. So they're all saying, yeah, any friend of Alex is a friend of mine, all that. And then he meets Maggie, and then Lewis. I hear good things about you. There you go. So he says that. And then his mom. Where's his dad? Dunno. Probably dead. Or in Mexico or whatever. Because there's never a dad around, is there? But then he's saying, you should be proud of Alex, Mrs. Rogan. He saved the Star League and hundreds of worlds. And they're all like, oh my God. But then he says, I've got to go back. He says, I have to. And he says, I knew you'd leave one day, but I never expected this. And Lewis says, can I go too? And he says, no, there's only room in there for me, Grigg, and Maggie. God knows where she's going to sit. I didn't see a spare seat in that little bubble he's sitting in. I don't know. Maybe they've got a cargo area or whatever. I don't know. But she'll go in with the missile magazines or whatever, the storage. They'll shove her in there with a respirator and a hot water bottle. But she doesn't want to go. She's scared, obviously, But this is repeating what Otis told him at the beginning of the film, that, when the opportunity comes, you've got to grab on with both hands and hold tight. And they said, what about Granny? But she's dared leave. So Grigg keeps calling to him, come on, Alex, we've got to go. There you go, hurry. And I'm sure at this point he said something about radar or something like that. But anyway, so he's got to go. So they said bye, and he kisses her. The part on, they don't argue or anything like that. Is it one of these Will? Is that Will Wheaton? I don't know. Could be. Or is that Will Wheaton? Don't know. I don't know how old he was. How old were he in 1984? It could be that little in there, couldn't it? Anyway, whatever. Right, so she's going, bye, Alex, bye. And then she doesn't know what to do. She's all dithering. And then Granny says, there we go. Granny says, don't forget to write or whatever it is they do up there. And so she goes, she's, wait, Alex. So she's going with him. And I'm all tearing up as I'm watching it because you know what I'm like. And so she's going with him. And, right, where's Will? He's one of these kids somewhere. Which one is he? I don't know. So off he goes. It takes off. Obviously, the blast, the launch thing from the engines of a gun star are obviously not hot because they're not that far away from it, are they? And they're fine. It's obviously not a traditional, like a rocket engine. It's anyway. And yeah, the Starfighter game starts working now. So obviously something's clicked inside of it, and maybe Centauri's done something, sent it a signal, and it started working. So now Lewis is going to try and be a Starfighter. He's going, wow, and then he's looking up, and the ship takes off, and the film ends. And then we get to listen to the amazing score by Craig Saffron, and it's all cool, and it's brilliant, and I love that film. And yes, Jeffrey A. Oaken, the visual effects coordinator, remember, he was the visual effects coordinator for Independence Day, and they used him, not only his name, but the way he looks as the Brent Spiner character in Independence Day and the sequel. But anyway, that's by the by. But yeah, it's a brilliant film. I love it. It's one of my favourites. Is The Last Starfighter, and 3 minutes after he leaves, everyone he knew and loved on Earth is killed horribly. Just burns them to death in the rocket blast. Grace Tim's always out there now. See you later, Sci-Fi Quest. Thank you for dropping by. It's, I guess, what's your channel? His channel is Sci-Fi Quest. Exactly like that. Exactly as it's spelt there. Go and subscribe. Right. So anyway, that's the end of the film. So it's one of my favourite films, and I love it. And there was something I was gonna show at the beginning of the film. I was gonna go back to it, and I forgot what it was now. I can't remember what it was. Never mind. There's something right at the beginning of the film I was going to show you, and I forgot what it was. Oh, I'm hopeless. Anyway, so we'll leave it there. Right. There we go. Right. So that's the end of The Last Starfighter. A great film, and I hope they do either a sequel or a reboot or a remake or whatever. Or why can't they just get the assets, the CG assets from the original film, and remaster them in modern computer? You could probably do it in a laptop or a tablet these days, and have it look like a million times better. But they should do it, in my opinion. And but anyway, so right, that's it. We're going to leave it there. So what's coming up next? What day are we on? Monday. So what's coming up next is there's my news on. Is Joshua Knapp going? I'll see you later, Joshua. See you later. We're nearly done. Friday's Appointment with Fear this week. We're going back and we're doing an old black and white film from 1963, The Haunting, starring Julie Harris and Claire Bloom and Richard Johnson and what's the faces in it? Moneypenny from the original James Bond films. I forgot her name now. Oh, I'll tell you. I can remember Nicholas Lee's name from X-Files. But anyway, so that's what we're doing on Friday. And I think next week's Magnificent Mondays, I think is going to be RoboCop, the first one. I think that's what we're going to do. Yeah, whatever. Right. So we're done now. So everybody's bogged off. So I can go now and get something to eat. Right, so Thanks to everybody that helped out in the chat and kept me company and kept me on my toes. Joshua Temple, Joshua Kanapke, Win Grace, the Council of Joshers, Dee's J, which the J I'm sure stands for Josh, and Sci-Fi Quest, obviously. And, it's still here, Joshua Kanapke. I'm still here. Anyway. And who else popped in? Oh, we had Castellar, Daniel Garcia, didn't we? There he is. I think that's it, isn't it? That's all we've had. Pop in to say hello, and thank you to everybody that's watched. That didn't pop in the chat. So we'll leave it there. So again, thanks for watching. Wherever you are, look after each other, and until next time, I'll say there.